Hello there, my name is Japheth Mast, and welcome to the Make Life Awesome podcast. I'm the Ex-Amish photographer with the funny name and the crazy hair, but trust me, there's a whole lot more to me than just that. In this podcast, I really hope to show you my heart more than what's in my head, because that's where all the really beautiful stuff is. I'm so glad you're here. Let's jump in to learning together what it looks like to make life awesome.
Silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day.
Oh my gosh. Well, hello. Welcome to the podcast and Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving. It is November 23rd as I record this. Hope you enjoyed that little intro there with Michael Bublé and Silver Bells. Way to start off your week, right? Get you into the Christmas spirit. Yeah, this is one of my favorite times of the year for sure. I love the holidays. Even with the pain they sometimes can bring up for a lot of people, but I love them. So, in that spirit, today I'm going to be talking about grief. Super exciting. I can just hear the excited shouts from you guys about how you can't wait to listen to this. That's a joke, obviously. But I'm going to dive right in. So this last weekend, I was in Montana. Our family had an aunt that passed away from cancer about 2 weeks ago. It was my mom's sister-in-law. And I've never had really any close deaths in the family growing up. I've been to very few funerals. The last one I can remember was probably when I was under 5 years old. So I don't have a lot of experience processing death and all this. It's really quite strange. But I don't only want to talk about processing this or grieving this type of event. There's a lot more. There's a lot more grief that hits us, that life hits us in the face with. That I see isn't often handled the healthiest, and I see a lot of ways that we can do better in that. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But yeah, tears are so important. I had quite a few tears at the funeral. And it was beautiful. It was a time of celebration and joy and, remembrance, even in the midst of this massive loss and grief and pain. And it's really easy in our culture to want to run away from negative emotions like grief, and to focus on how we can stay away from those as much as possible. Even when we do face something like death or something big in our lives that need to be grieved, we tend to try to make it as short as possible, try to shortcut the process and just get it over with, tear the Band-Aid off and get it over with as fast as possible. And this is not healthy. This thing of bottling emotions. My culture, my background is especially guilty of doing this. The Amish, definitely there's not a lot of emotion shown besides, the big ones like anger. That's the main emotion that's felt because there's not permission given to feel the smaller or emotions, not even smaller, it's the wrong word to use. So forgive my choice of words there, but grief isn't something that's felt, that's allowed time, that's allowed space to be present. And really, when we avoid grief, we live disconnected from our hearts. We live disconnected, and we're not able to be fully in the present. There's a phrase that someone coined, it's called crying current. And basically what that means is grieving and allowing our tears to heal us, because tears are healing, allowing those to heal us from past events, from past trauma in our childhood, whatever, just everything in the past, so that we process through it and we grieve all the pain, and grief from that, because everybody has trauma from their past. Whether they're willing to be honest enough to admit it is one thing, but everyone, because no one has perfect parents, and no doubt got screwed up in one way or another when they were kids. So everyone has some sort of trauma to heal from, to process through from childhood. But freedom and being connected to our hearts, I think, looks like being able to cry over current events, like this funeral. I was able to be really connected to my heart in a way that I haven't been able to in the past. Like, if this would have happened 2 years ago, I don't know if I would have cried at all, really. But this time I did. I had tears, a couple different times, and it just really healing. It sucks in the moment, but so necessary and so healing when we allow those tears to flow. And as a man, this is not popular. Crying's not popular. It's looked as a weakness, even though that's kind of shifting in culture slowly but surely, very slowly. But crying's definitely still seen as a weakness, which is just stupid. But crying is not weak. It's actually strength. It shows that you're connected to your emotions, to your heart, to your pain, to yourself, and to the life around you. And it's so important that we are able to access that spot in our lives. And I would say from the time I was about 12 to about 18 or 20, so 6-8 years ish, I didn't really cry. Like, I could probably count on one hand the times I really cried and was able to feel what was in my heart. Because there's so much pain, but most of it I didn't recognize it, and I didn't process. I just stuffed it down. And that's why it's this topic of grief and embracing the process of grieving is so important. And to not stuff it down, to let it come to the surface, to feel it, and to talk about it. Because it's an uncomfortable and a scary thing to talk about. Still, for me, like I don't like talking about it, especially now with the people affected by it, with the people closest to the grief, to the trauma. I just don't like it. It's uncomfortable, and that really it reveals something about me, about my inability to be present with my own pain, my own grief. So I encourage you, if that's an area of discomfort for you, to kind of lean into that and to just be aware of it, and to just be aware of it and see how you can lean into that area. Just going forward, no need to look inward too deeply, but just be aware of it. But yeah, I think that we need to establish a culture of talking about grief, because it's real. Death is real. Loss is real. Everyone deals with it, whether now or later. Everyone deals with it and is going to deal with it. I'm talking to myself here for sure, but we're going to deal with it. And, why not do it healthily? Why not find healing? Why not live fully present in the moment, so that we can give our best selves to our future kids, to our wives, to our parents, to our friends, so that we can be fully alive and fully present, fully accessible, that we can fully show up with 100%, not just 50% of us because we're disconnected from half of our hearts. Yeah, I hope you're hearing my heart in this. So I really want to encourage you to kind of ask yourself questions, not self-critical questions, because that self-criticism doesn't help at all. Just questions like, am I afraid of tears? Am I afraid of feeling pain? Am I afraid of grieving? Am I afraid of crying? Those are all good, I think, good questions to ask, depending on where you're at. And so it's going to be good, because if we want to live fully alive, that will mean having to process through the things that we haven't been willing to, the things that have scared us. And so I know I really want that. And if you do, I hope you'll choose to say yes, to face it, but I can't make you do anything. So if you want that, that's going to need to look like you taking ownership of your own life, and that looks different for everyone. So I am going to wrap it up. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. If you're listening to this on your phone, take a screenshot of the episode and post it to Instagram stories or Facebook and tag me. Share it if it's helpful to you. I surely hope it is. But yeah, thank you for listening so much. I appreciate you. I really do. I have a lot of love for you. So thank you. This is Japheth tuning out. Have a wonderful week. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to the podcast today. I would love if you would leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcasting platform, as it really does help the show out. You can find me on Instagram at Japheth Mast, that's spelled JAPHETHMAST, or my website, japhethmast.com. Have an amazing week, and don't forget, make life awesome.